Star Wars is trending everywhere. The Video Game Awards just happened. They not only dropped the Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic trailer, they also dropped a new racing Star Wars game, which is pretty cool as well. But there's also other Star Wars games that we don't know about. Who remembers 1313? Dead, right? Eclipse? I'm actually making a video on that one. Is it dead? Is it still alive? We'll talk about that in a video in a couple days. But today, it's all about Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, the brand new Star Wars RPG that was revealed yesterday. This is big. We've got the original Knights of the Old Republic director Casey Hudson at the helm. We have this mysterious trailer full of clues, a potential KOTOR Easter egg that might even hint at something massive. We'll talk about that later on. And I'm going to break it all down. The confirmed news, leaks, rumors, everything about the trailer, the plot theories, fan speculation, everything. Get a drink, get comfy. I read every single comment on every single video. Let's chat about everything and what it means for us in the Old Republic era. This is exciting. So the Game Awards, oh yeah, welcome to the channel everybody, Jimmy or Chaos. Drop a like, make sure you're subscribed. The Game Awards gave us our first look at Fate of the Old Republic. We got a beautiful cinematic teaser, no gameplay. So the trailer opens up on this stormy, desolate planet as a starship descends and touches down. We get the mysterious cloaked figure, probably our protagonist, stepping out into the rain-soaked surface. It was flanked by two companions. We'll get into who we think those are in a second. So the atmosphere, pure Star Wars. Dark clouds, ancient ruins, a sense of adventure, danger in the air. So as the trailer progresses, our trio, they trek through what looks like the wreckage of a massive crashed starship in the middle of a wasteland. So, anybody cueing the Knights of the Old Republic vibes? Are they intensifying for anybody? The main character appears to be a female Force user. She's wearing Jedi-like robes, carries a lightsaber hilt, and behind her, one companion looks to be a Quarren, a squid-headed alien familiar from KOTOR and Clone War eras. The other is our droid. Tall droid. Now they explore the crash site carefully, searching for something, and the visuals show crumbled technology, ancient structures, whatever happened here. It's old and it's important. Now I also want you to remember that this is the spiritual successor to KOTOR, so keep that in mind as we go through this. Then we get our climax. The heroes venture into the heart of the wreck. She comes face to face with some mysterious figure or creature bathed in eerie red light. We only see a silhouette, and it's not clear what it is, but it gives off dark side vibes. In a split second, of course, she senses the danger. She ignites her lightsaber. Her face lights up. It's blue, of course, which means she's good, and prepares to confront the unknown adversary. Then the trailer ends, and we are literally left with everything. The Game Informer put it good. The teaser looked great, but we didn't reveal anything plot-wise. It was setting the mood. Yeah, it was definitely setting the mood. So now let's get into what we officially know about the game beyond the first trailer. First off, who's making it? Fate of the Old Republic is being developed by Arcanaut Studios. That's in collaboration with Lucasfilm Games. Now, Arcanaut is a brand new studio co-founded this year. We'll talk about that in a minute because that means something, and it's not that great, by none other than Casey Hudson, legendary director of the original Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, all the way back in 2003, and the Mass Effect trilogy. So the man behind KOTOR is back for an Old Republic era game 21 years later. That's a big reason everybody was freaking out last night, in a good way. Lucasfilm Games VP Douglas Riley noted that the project reunites talent who helped shape the KOTOR legacy, aiming to honor that tradition. So in short, the pedigree, it's top-notch. Now, what type of game are we looking at here? It's being described as a narrative-driven, single-player action RPG. And like I said, a spiritual successor to KOTOR. That means the story and the player choice are front and center. In fact, the developers explicitly confirmed that player decisions will shape your journey towards the light or dark side of the Force. So that means we're going to have branching stories, moral choices. We're going to be back to that classic light versus dark alignment system that everybody loved in KOTOR. Now, unlike the old KOTOR turn-based combat, this will be more action RPG in gameplay terms. Casey himself tweeted that the game is an action RPG, suggesting it might play a bit more like Mass Effect. You got that real-time combat with RPG elements rather than the D20 style of turns from the 2003 game. So think cinematic action, possibly third-person lightsaber combat, but lots of dialogue, lots of choices, and lots of story depth. And the story? Brand new. It's not a direct sequel or a continuation of KOTOR 1 or 2. The team emphasized that while it's in the same era and spirit, we won't be simply picking up Revan's story or revisiting the old game's plot lines. Fate of the Old Republic introduces new characters and a brand new story within the Old Republic setting. So do not expect KOTOR 3, same heroes, any of that. This is fresh, it is new, It is you playing as a Force user on a journey through a galaxy on the edge of rebirth at the end of the Old Republic. There's a couple other things. Here's where it kind of sucks. The game is still in early development. They just created the studio this year. Don't hold your breath. You aren't getting this anytime soon. In fact, Casey Hudson said, we're in early development with many challenges ahead. They'll share more when they can. No release date or even release year. And I mean, we're talking, it was founded this year. People are saying we may get it in 2030. Maybe it's a PlayStation 7 game. And this is where things go a little sour because we've seen this before. Star Wars Eclipse, 1313. I mean, Elder Scrolls 6. I could go on and on and on. They tease us. They get excited. They give us these cinematics, and then we don't hear anything for like half a decade. And this could be that way. It's a brand new studio. They are literally at the beginning of this. Honestly, I think it was a mistake to show this. And we'll find out years to come if it was or not. But I'm telling you right now, get ready for the long wait. But we will. We'll wait, right? Story-focused RPG in the Old Republic with a new hero, new companions, freedom to be good or evil. Veteran developers passionate about it. Recapturing KOTOR? Okay. I mean, I'm on board. But we're going to be waiting. So let's talk about the era. Let's talk about the story. That's what's intriguing. The official description says game is set at the end of the Old Republic, during a time when the galaxy is on the edge of rebirth. Now, in Star Wars lore, the Old Republic era spans thousands of years before the movies. KOTOR 1 and 2 took place about 4,000 years BBY, which, if you don't know, is before Battle of Yavin, during the height of the Jedi and Sith conflict. Now, the MMO Star Wars The Old Republic, which is now considered Legends, was around 300 years after KOTOR. But at the very end of the Old Republic, it's historically around 1,000 BBY when the Republic fell and was reborn later. The thing is here, even in Legends, that late period wasn't documented. One fan pointed out there's a huge lore gap between 2,000 and 1,000 BBY where we don't know how the Old Republic era wrapped up. In canon, most of the Old Republic content has been off limits. Disney's focus has been on the High Republic era, so this is cool. The game might be exploring uncharted territory here at the tail end of the OR era, which, for me, that's exciting. It's a blank canvas. Lucasfilm Games rightly noted the past is a vast open canvas where creators don't have to align with existing movie saga events. Basically, what he's saying is they have huge creative freedom and they don't have to attach to the Skywalker saga. Let's be real. That's the elephant in the room. That's what he's saying. Now, did the trailer give any hints about the story? Well, we see our hero exploring the giant wreck, an ancient structure, and there's a theory already out there that the story will involve a precursor civilization or ancient technology, basically digging into the mysteries of an earlier civilization that predates even the Old Republic. So why do they think this? Well, in KOTOR, who remembers the Starforge? It was an ancient superweapon built by the Rakata species. That theme of ancient, long-less tech and civilizations, that was key to the Old Republic lore. So in the Fate, maybe that's where we're going here. Looks like an ancient-looking spacecraft to me. It screams precursor mystery to me. Could the wreck be some kind of relic of a bygone era? I don't know. Could it be a super weapon or artifact? It could. Then the trailer shows our heroes approaching that wreckage of a colossal starship, and it's in a storm. So some people believe that crash ship might be a familiar Sith warship, possibly even Darth Malik's ship from KOTOR. That would hint at deep connections to the Old Republic. If that ended up being true, Star Wars fans would break the freaking internet. Then we have another detail, the companions. Seeing a Quarren ally in the trailer is cool because they were around in KOTOR games and in Star Wars in general. So that's neat. They're saying they're from the same place as Admiral Akbar. So having a Quarren and a droid partner suggests we're going to get that classic party dynamic, likely a diverse crew with their own backstories. Now, it's only a glimpse, but could be some kind of mercenary or fellow Force user. I don't know. And of course, you have to have a droid. Looked a little bit like an Imperial KX series. Think K2SO from Rogue One, maybe? I don't know. Don't really know what the droids looked like in Republic times, to be honest with you. And then we have the mysterious enemy. We don't know anything about it. We don't know if it's the main villain, if it's just an encounter, but it definitely gives off that Sith vibe. Guardian creature, corrupted by dark side energy. I don't know, but I'm smelling Sith. I really, really am. And then I told you guys an Easter egg. Let's discuss the Easter egg. The thing that the Old Republic fans saw immediately. If you were like me when you watched the trailer, you might have thought, hold on, that crash ship looks familiar. And specifically, a lot of people are speculating the giant wreck we could see could be Darth Malik's actual flagship from the original KOTOR. So in the trailer's scene, there was a down capital ship with a very distinctive silhouette. It really closely resembles the Interdictor class cruiser design that was used in KOTOR. On Reddit, they're already saying, is that his ship? I mean, it was his warship. You, Revan, got captured on during KOTOR 1 if you played the game, which was a memorable part of the old game. Now, it did canonically crash on a planet, I believe, didn't it? I don't know. That just would be a really, really cool reference if they give us some Easter eggs like connecting Revan and Malak in any way. That's going to be crazy. You got to handle the legacy carefully, but if you do it right, man, people are going to go nuts. There's another theory out there about the timeline placement. If the game isn't a direct sequel to KOTOR, it could be set long after KOTOR 2, or maybe hundreds of years later, edging toward that 1,000 BBY mark, or it could be even after the events of the MMO. I mean, a Reddit user noted that the MMO is smack in the middle of the Old Republic era, and basically nothing is chronicled afterwards. Bottom line, everybody's dissecting every frame. We don't know, but it's exciting. Now, once again, I want to end you guys with the reality check. This thing is years away. If I had to predict, I would say we're looking at 2030. 3 to 4 years if you want to be super optimistic, but who's optimistic in video game development these days? We are not. It's a brand new studio, and they showed it to us. They dangled the carrot. And now we are going to be in for the long, long winter. I don't think it's going to be on the PS7, but it definitely is going to be for a while. So there you go, my friends. It is real. If anything new breaks from this, I will definitely keep you guys covered. It is exciting. It's also exciting because we know we're going to get KOTOR 1 and 2. So maybe those are to bridge the gap until we get this. I'll see you guys soon.